They say it's supposed to be just cloudy today, but it's raining at the moment. Let's see if it stops. And what did I read today? What's with all these stories about buying these, I guess, passenger drones on just regular online sites, for example? How about this first one? This one says, this $40,000 Alibaba drone can carry a passenger, but would you risk it? It's kind of funny in reading this because I guess ultimately what they're trying to say is, are you comfortable buying a passenger drone like this and actually flying it? I know for myself, I wouldn't be that trusting overall, just randomly buying, let's just say, a drone like this. Because it says here, there's just something about getting a mail order aircraft that has, quote, nope written all over it for me. But if you're willing to give it a try and you weigh under 100 kilograms or 220 pounds, including your apparently massive coin purse, and I'm not talking about your wallet, then for a mere $39,000, you could have one of these on the way from China. It's kind of an interesting point they mentioned here in terms of, I guess, the specs limit of this particular drone. It almost sounds like they're trying to cater towards, let's just say, a regular individual using things like a cinematography drone in terms of how high you can actually fly it and all that. It says the pilotable drone claims an operating ceiling of 120 meters or around 400 feet. I'm not sure why it couldn't go higher, as it seems like once you're counting your altitude with triple digits, you've basically maxed out the risk already. Climbing speed is decently quick too, at around 1-2 ms, meaning you could hit the max altitude in just a minute or two. Doesn't that sound weird to you in terms of the specs? And on the Alibaba listing, in terms of, I guess, who's supposed to use this and for what purpose, it says it's a large 75 to 100 kilogram payload heavy lifting drone coaxial arm set for delivery in logistics industry. So you're expecting to fly this thing to do like DoorDashes, for example? I don't know, that would be, I guess, ideal in most places. Plus, they probably wouldn't be legal to fly in a lot of areas as well. And it makes you wonder too, because there's often that contrast which doesn't make sense. A lot of places they fearmonger, let's just say, a toy drone, but in various places you could actually fly a, quote, ultralight aircraft in a lot of places without any license or anything like that. So like with this, if they called it, let's just say, an ultralight aircraft, would that actually be perfectly okay? But the second you call it a, quote, drone, oh, it's illegal now. You need to do this and that. I mean, that's one of the things that actually doesn't make sense at all in terms of regulations and stuff like that. But again, would you actually trust these types of, I guess, items online? I know I wouldn't currently anyways. And then what was going on here? I guess some officials are being blamed for some kind of drone incident. It says here, Venezuela body accuses 2 lawmakers in drone case. So what happened initially? It says here, Venezuela's Supreme Court is ordering the arrest of prominent opposition leader Julio Borges in connection with an alleged assassination attempt against President Nicolas Maduro. The court on Wednesday also called for the prosecution of a second congressman, Juan Requesens, who had already been detained. The actions follow what government says is a thwarted assassination attempt against President Nicolas Maduro using drones loaded with explosives. Maduro was speaking at an outdoor military ceremony when they detonated nearby but was unharmed. Borges is the former president of Congress. He lives in exile in Colombia. Police detained Requesens at his apartment on Tuesday. Both deny any role in the drone attacks. And then with a little bit of an update, apparently, it says here, Venezuela's pro-government Constitutional Assembly has stripped 2 opposition lawmakers of their immunity from prosecution, accusing them of having roles in a drone attack that authorities say was an attempt to kill socialist president Nicolas Maduro. Oh, that's kind of crazy in general. And this was kind of fascinating with all that news about AI and so forth. How about this one? This is actually becoming more common too, where some companies are actually using, let's just say, AI generated people to model for things like their clothing and items. But this one here says, meet Aitana, Spain's first AI model who is earning up to 10,000 euros a month. That's something to think about too. If you look at this initially, just browsing online, swiping, for example, through various videos and all that, could you tell this picture is of a fake person? As it says here, Aitana, the first model created by artificial intelligence in Spain, was born in the middle of a difficult period. Ruben Cruz, her designer and founder of the agency The Clueless, was going through a rough patch because he didn't have many clients. We started analyzing how we were working and realized that many projects were being put on hold or canceled due to the problems beyond our control. Often it was the fault of the influencer or model and not due to design issues, Cruz told Euronews. So they decided to create their own influencer to use a model for the brands that approached them. They created Aitana, an exuberant 25-year-old pink-haired woman from Barcelona whose physical appearance is close to perfection. The virtual model can earn up to €10,000 a month according to her creators, but the average is usually around €3,000. Aitana's income is quite varied. She earns just over €1,000 per advert and recently became the face of Big, a sports supplement company, and as if that weren't enough, she uploads photos of herself in lingerie and FanView, a platform similar to OnlyFans. In just a few months, she has managed to gain more than 121,000 followers on Instagram, and her photos get thousands of views and reactions. And get this, it says she even receives private messages from celebrities who are unaware that she is not an actual person, saying, quote, "One day a well-known Latin American actor texted to ask her out. This actor has about 5 million followers and some of our team watched his TV series when they were kids," said Cruz. He has no idea that Aitana didn't exist, he added. Wow, that's kind of interesting too, and it kind of raises that point again. Would you care if, for example, it's someone completely fake AI generated doing like these kinds of jobs? Like, would you care as an average individual? That's kind of interesting too, because actually in YouTube, as I was doing uploading and stuff yesterday, there's now these requirements where you have to, I guess, indicate whether or not your videos and stuff were manipulated, I guess, as a way to say, hey, is it AI generated or not? Like that type of, I guess, direction. Because you can see here, for example, when you upload, there's these options now. It says, do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person appear to say or do something that they didn't say or do, alters footage of a real event or place, generates realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So that's kind of interesting, and it makes me wonder with how broad this is with the terminology. Isn't technically every single video, for example, modified or altered in some way? For example, a lot of people, they actually just do things like color correcting, like in no way it looks like that just naturally out of the camera, but they do that to make it look better. Or let's just say a movie, if they add special effects too. Like, I'm imagining, obviously this is targeting things like AI generated videos and all that, but it makes you wonder, in the future, are people gonna require this too? When you upload content, or in that case, like say that model, do they have to explicitly say this isn't a real person and all that? Kind of a fascinating topic.
Yeah. Can you make my video also for my phone?
What?
Can you make my video for my phone?
Make a video?
Video for me?
What do you want? Just yourself or?
For me, my video. I'll just sit and walk.
Yeah, you just want like a steady shot or?
I'll also go there.
Sure. right, see you guys later.